to say sleep comes to me. It's so often just the language is not quite correct.
Because the subconscious mind is understanding language in a different way.
Or in a different way all the time. If you say, don't touch that pen, what your mind hears is touch the pen. Don't scratch my nose, you hear scratch my nose. I don't need to pee becomes, I need to pee right now, because the mind doesn't register don't, and it doesn't know what don't is. In fact, there was a very famous time when Nancy Reagan gave all these pencils to children, going, don't do drugs. And as they shoved them, they began to say do drugs, which is kind of, I thought that was very funny, because they should have done it the other way around. Drugs don't do. But yes, the subconscious mind hears language very differently, understands it differently. I don't want to be shouted, I don't want to fail that exam, becomes okay. I better make you sick then, to turn out, rather than I'm planning to ace that exam. So you just got to reverse all the don'ts. I don't want to get rejected, becomes I can only be loved. I don't want to fail, becomes I can only succeed. I don't want to be alone, becomes I'm always finding friends, and because I'm lovable. So when you're using what you don't want, you're telling your mind what you don't want, and your mind is trying to work on that in a very abstract way. So when my daughter was climbing a tree, I'd never say, you're going to fall now. I'd say, look at where your hands are, look at where your feet are, keep looking at where you're going up the tree. I never said you're going to fall, because if I said that, she would fall.
What about a statement like, be careful?
Yeah, well, be careful. I mean, that's okay if you're doing something where you've got to be careful climbing, or carrying something that's very delicate. But again, it's better to say, I've got this, I'm holding this, I'm walking perfectly. Yeah. Well, what does careful mean? If I'm doing something precise, I'm giving this all my attention, I'm getting this just right, rather than...
So let's go on to the directed healing method that you're about to teach us.
So what you're going to do is you're going to close your eyes, because we see much better with our eyes shut. Our imagination is much more inspiration with closed eyes. And you're going to imagine above your head a vortex. I mean, the vortex is rather like a spinning top. It's not like a good tornado. It's going to move through your body, keeping your body completely within its sphere. And it's going to rebalance all of your systems, your nervous system, your immune system, your skeletal system, your sleep system, your digestive system. And I will have it pause at times. You might go, hey, I want to work on my eyes. I want to work on my gums. I want to work on my skin. I want to work on my stomach, my gut, my liver. Because even the liver, you see, all of your things in your body regenerate themselves. You make new skin all the time. You make new organs constantly. And what happens is you have to code that regeneration to be more perfect and more perfect each time. Here's the weird thing about cancer. Your body kills off your cells all the time, makes new ones, but cancer cells don't die unless you command them to do so. So it's going to go through your body. I'm going to direct you. There's nothing really for you to do except listen and believe, hey, I believe this will work. Even if you don't keep saying this is working, I'm making it work. Don't do that. This is all woo-woo, because you know what? Woo-woo works. So even if it's woo-woo, that's good, because we've proven that works. But this is not magic. It's actually science. Neuroplasticity means that your thoughts that you're thinking are changing the shape of you, changing the shape of your brain, your body. So let's make it work.